Diary of a Brave One. The Cave. Episode 1. Once upon a time, there was a boy named JP. He was very brave, fearless, focused, and had an unshakable spirit to solve problems. In short, a brave one. Brave JP. Shall we see how brave he really is? One day, some of JP's friends went to explore a cave near their house. JP didn't go because he had agreed with his parents that he would only go out to play after cleaning his room. When he finished cleaning, he decided to see how his friends were doing in the cave. At the cave entrance, JP saw 4 items. He could only pick 2 before going in. A flashlight, crayons, bat repellent, and a pillow. Which items should JP choose to help him explore the cave? And his choice was the flashlight and the bat repellent. Very good, JP. He quickly applied the repellent, since he'd heard bats love caves, and it wouldn't be good if they flew toward him. Then he turned on the flashlight and bravely entered the cave. As soon as he entered, he saw a path, but it was blocked by bushes. Looking around, JP saw 3 items, but he could only pick 2. Which ones would you choose if you were in his place? Scissors to cut weeds, sunglasses, garbage bags. Did you choose the same items as JP? Let's find out. That's right, the scissors to cut weeds and, of course, the garbage bags. To put the bush and leave everything organized inside this cave. Let's get to work, JP. After cutting the weeds, JP spotted a river. But how am I going to cross this river? JP shined his light around, looking for a solution. Giving up wasn't in his plans. Then he found a shovel, a book, a small boat, and a paddle. I think you already know how many he could choose, right? That's right, 2 items. So he chose the small boat and the paddle. And forward! There was JP sailing down the river, when suddenly the boat hit a lake at the end of the descent. Wow! JP exclaimed. What a ride! He barely had time to catch his breath before hearing a noise. Believe it or not, that sound was nothing less than a crocodile. Actually, it wasn't just a crocodile, it was a very hungry crocodile. Even worse, it was a very hungry crocodile coming right toward JP. What should he do now? Without much time to think, JP noticed that in his boat there was a juicy fish, a fishing rod, a handful of moss. Quickly, JP made his choice. The juicy fish. That's it. He threw the fish toward the hungry crocodile, who completely forgot about JP, and became very happy with the snack he was about to enjoy. Thanks to that, JP was able to reach the other side of the lake, far away from the crocodile. What a relief! Then, brave JP heard a voice. Is anyone there? We need help! JP ran towards the voice and... finally, he found his friends. Well, sort of. He found halves of his friends, because they were stuck in quicksand. The more they struggled, the deeper they sank. Quickly, JP grabbed some vines that were nearby, threw them toward his friends, and pulled them out one by one. Soon, everyone was out of that strange sand. Once everyone had calmed down, they realized they were in a place with no way out. JP shone his light in every corner, looking for something that could help them escape. But there was nothing. When everyone was feeling discouraged, JP remembered what his parents had taught him. There are situations in life that we cannot control. No matter how brave we are, we simply cannot solve them on our own. And that's where our faith comes in. So JP and his friends started to pray. Then a hole opened in the wall, bringing light into the cave. They ran and were able to get out safely, thankful to Jesus. Each one went home to tell the story of the great adventure and the wonderful miracle Jesus had done for them. Thanks to the teachings of his parents, JP could ask for help from Jesus, the only one capable of performing miracles. And that was the story of brave JP in the cave. He faced challenges that seemed impossible, moments of fear, but also courage and friendship. Even when it seemed hopeless, he remembered his faith and trusted in Jesus. With courage, with friends, and with God's help, JP overcame another adventure. Stay tuned for the next story of Brave JP. Diary of a Brave One. The train station. The brave JP and his friends are off on a brand new adventure. Wow! Look at the size of this place. What could we find inside this train station? Suitcases? A rubber duck? People? A slide? If you said suitcases and people, congratulations! That's exactly what we find a lot of in train stations. Inside the huge station, they notice people coming and going everywhere. It's so busy that it gets a little confusing. In the middle of that crowd, JP and his friends get separated. When JP realizes it, his friends Sarah and Ben are gone. JP feels worried, but he prays quietly and decides to look for them. He finds a room full of clocks. And not only that, on a bench in that room, he spots 4 items, of which 2 could help him in his search for his friends. A lollipop, a map of the train station, a key, and a small fish tank. What should he choose? Thinking carefully, JP decides the map and the key might help him find his friends. So he grabs them and keeps searching. Leaving the clock room, JP walks into a long hallway. He sees a sign pointing to a snack bar. Maybe his friends are there having a snack? Could they be? We'd better check it out. Shall we? As JP gets close to the snack bar, he smells so many delicious foods. Maybe a snack right now would be nice. No, I'd better find my friends first. Then I'll come back with them, and we'll enjoy a tasty snack together. Looking from outside, JP doesn't see them. Maybe they're inside? What do you think? We'd better go in and take a look, right? Inside the snack bar, JP notices a sticker on the floor. It's one his friend Ben always carried. That's a good sign. It means Ben and Sarah were probably here not long ago, and Ben must have dropped his sticker. So JP asks the waitress if she's seen his friend Ben and his friend Sarah. And the waitress replies, "A little while ago, I saw a boy wearing a blue cap and a girl in an orange shirt. Are they your friends?" JP smiles and says, "Yes, that's them." And the waitress points and says, "They went that way." JP thanks her, and full of hope, follows the direction she pointed. Ah, the luggage room. Maybe that's where they are. Inside the luggage room, JP looks around and sees many suitcases of all colors, styles, and sizes. Then Mr. Smith appears. "Hello, young man. How are you? Can I help you?" "Yes, please. I'm looking for my friends. I thought maybe they were here in the luggage room." I've been working here since early morning, and no one else has come in. Well, except for you." He laughs. JP feels a little disappointed. Mr. Smith says to him, "Have you searched all around the station? It's quite big. I'm sure your friends are somewhere out there." JP remembers the map he got back in the clock room. "Great idea. I'll check the map to see where I haven't been yet." Looking closely at the map, JP notices he hasn't checked Platform 7 yet. It's time to look there. Goodbye, Mr. Smith. It was a pleasure talking to you. Good luck. Well, platform 7 is this way. Running toward platform 7, JP sees an old lady who's just dropped her apples on the floor. Oh no, I'm in a hurry to find my friends. But I can't just leave her there. She needs help. JP makes the right choice and helps the lady pick up her apples. She smiles and says, "Young man, commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will do it." Hearing that, JP's hope is renewed. Arriving at platform 7, the worst happens. A train arrives, and a crowd of people steps out, making the station even busier. Oh boy, the more people there are, the harder it is to find my friends. But I know God can help me. I won't give up. Once again, JP checks the map and discovers there's still one place he hasn't searched. A hallway with 3 doors. Let's go! One door is blocked. The other says employees only. My friends wouldn't go in there. They know we must obey the rules. So they must be behind this one. JP tries to open the 3rd door, but it's locked. Oh no. Now what? Wait, I have a key I found in the clock room. Maybe it fits here. Perfect. JP manages to unlock the door, and his friends Sarah and Ben come out. Someone must have locked the door by accident and left the key on a bench in the clock room. What a lucky thing that JP picked the key in the map. They were really useful. But thinking again, it wasn't just luck. JP had prayed when he and his friends got lost. We know the Lord helps us in hard times when we trust in Him. How good it is to walk with Jesus. Everywhere we go, even in train stations. Now it's time to rest and have a snack. All of them, together again. And that was JP's adventure at the train station. JP and his parents arrived to spend a few days at the beach. What do you think they'll find there? Sunscreen? A monkey? Train tracks? Surfboards? That's right. Sunscreen and surfboards. Very good. Diary of a Brave One. The beach? Wow, what a beautiful view, said JP. How amazing God is. Look at the perfection of this blue ocean. JP saw some kids playing with a ball nearby and went over to join them. Hi, I'm JP. Can I play with you? Sure. George? Yes, Dad. You can play here on the sand, okay? Don't go into the water. See that sign over there? Yes, Dad. It says that sharks might pass through that area, so it's not safe to swim there. Do you understand? Okay, Dad. In the middle of the game, George decided to grab his surfboard and go into the sea. JP got worried and said, "George, your dad told you not to go in there. It could be dangerous." But unfortunately, George disobeyed his father and went into the water. He seemed to be having fun, until, suddenly, JP saw a fin near him. "Watch out, George! Get out of there! It might be a shark!" JP quickly ran to call the lifeguard. "Mr. Gabriel, please help my friend. It looks like there's a shark near him." And the lifeguard ran toward George. Even before reaching him, the fin was getting closer and closer. Oh no! Will the lifeguard get to George before the fin? What do you think JP could do to help at that moment? Go back to play ball with the other kids? Pray and intercede for the situation. Have a juice. JP decided to pray and intercede for his friend George. Right after that, a dolphin jumped out of the water. Wow! We all thought it was a shark, but it was actually a dolphin swimming around. What a great deliverance from God. When George reached the sand and calmed down, JP went to talk to him. George, we need to listen to our parents' instructions and obey them. The Bible tells us to honor our father and mother, and that includes obeying them because they want the best for us. George agreed with JP and ran to ask his father for forgiveness. Later that evening, JP and his parents went to the pier. Wait a second. Where did they go? The pier? What could that be? The name of a fish? A bridge built over the water? A typical beach salad? You got it right if you said a bridge built over the water. That's it. Diary of a Brave One at the Beach, Episode 2. Already at the pier, they notice a man fishing. Hello, how's the fishing going today? Asks JP's dad. Well, so far, I haven't managed to catch a single fish, says the man, looking a bit sad. JP asks, can we pray to God so that he provides the fish you need to catch? Yes, my boy, you can pray. So they pray, and then return to their room at the inn to sleep. It's been a full day. We'd better sleep so we can enjoy tomorrow. But before that, let's thank God for everything he did today, especially for George's rescue. The next morning, JP walks past a store. There are some strange things in this shop. Can you find 3 things that aren't typical for the beach? Looking closely, a squirrel, a wool hat, and this fur coat. Exactly. Those are things you'd find in a cold place, not at the beach. George? Yes, Dad? In 30 minutes, come back so we can put on more sunscreen, okay? We don't want you to get sunburned. Okay, Dad. After 30 minutes, George starts reapplying the sunscreen. JP smiles and thinks, he learned his lesson. He's obeying his dad. What a delicious smell. It must be lunchtime already. JP! Come on, son. Let's have lunch at the restaurant. When they arrive for lunch, JP sees an old man passing by and thinks, I think I've seen him somewhere before. But where? Could he be the lifeguard? Or George's dad? Or maybe the fisherman at the pier? Oh, that's it. He's the fisherman who couldn't catch any fish. Hello, my friends. I wanted to thank you for the prayer you made yesterday. God was so good that I managed to catch plenty of fish. What a blessing. Our God is a God of provision. Even the birds he feeds. And we are worth so much more to him than they are. It was a pleasure meeting you. See you next time. And that was Diary of a Brave One at the Beach.